Hey guys, welcome. It's time for my YouTube channel, which is called BK Thinking Out Loud. And today's date is February 23rd, 2022. I should have done this on yesterday with it being 2/22/22. That would have been pretty cool, but I missed it by a day. So I want to welcome everybody. Welcome. And I just want to give a shout out to my Girardite friends. I got you covered here. Girard baseball, big part of my life growing up. And then I wanted to show you my background. I made this background. So I've got some advertising for my company that I own right there, BK Paints. And then the flag, American flag. I am proud to be a patriot. I'm proud to be a United States citizen. I love my country. I love the people of this country. I will never back down on that. And I salute all those that gave their life for this country. And there's high honors to you. And I got your back. And I know most of America does. And okay, so behind me here is the cross, and I put it on a little piece of wood to kind of emphasize it, because that's a big part of my life. Has everything to do with how I think and function and so on and so forth. So more advertising over there. I had to fill up some space, so I thought I'd do that. But then there's a picture there of my home state, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to tell a little bit more about my upbringing and just kind of give a little more detail on that, just so you understand who this person is, me. And so, anyways, I got that as well. And so the rest of the background is behind that. It's a stick-on paneling, and I thought it was pretty cool looking. And I'll just kind of swing the camera so you can see. It's got that wood look, and I just loved it. So I put up some plywood. I'm sorry, not plywood, some drywall. Drywall's much cheaper. And so I put them together, screwed them together, and I have a little wall behind it that I fastened it to. And so that's kind of my background, and will mostly be where I do these YouTube videos. But I think sometimes I'm just going to do them on the fly in my truck or out somewhere, because I get inspired by something in my mind and I'll just shoot it out there. So, all right, so a little bit about me. I grew up in Erie, PA. I started out in Erie in the city, and as a baby. I was born in Hammett Hospital, for those that know that. That's where I was born, and I lived in the city up till I was about 4.5. Just before I turned 5, my dad worked for the Kroger's company, grocery chain, and he had a friend that he worked with that told him about Lake City, Girard area. And being in the city, it's a little rougher, and we were in a rough part of the city, believe me. I remember throwing rocks and having rock fights with kids in the neighborhood, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was only 4. Hey, we're throwing rocks. Okay, yeah, great, and maybe that's where I got the love for baseball. I needed to throw something around or something. But we quickly got out of there, thank God, and we moved a little bit to Mill Creek. I think it was Mill Creek area for just, it seems like maybe a year or half a year, I think. And then they started looking in the Lake City area for a house. And so we got a house. And at that time, it was like around $15,000 for the house. It wasn't a big house, but it was great. That tells you how old I am now. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, I grew up right there near the IGA. For those, I know there's some people follow me on that one, right at the IGA on the corner there, and Billings Drive, and just loved that place. You could see me hanging out in the side yard many times and playing ball countless times. And the kind of kid that I was growing up was I would, be the one that would, you'd hear a knock on the door and, oh, it must be Brian again. So, all right. And then whoever the kid was at that point, because we had lots of kids in my grade, which I was fortunate in growing up in that era where there was just tons of kids in our neighborhood. So we played all kinds of games all the time. I mean, even, games like hide and go seek and kick the can and those other kid games. And it was a blast. It was a blast. And so I'd be the one going knocking on the doors. I'm sure they got tired of me, but I would do it almost every day. I was that adamant to play basketball if it was, towards the fall or whatever, baseball, summer, spring, and then football in the winter. And I mean, I'd go out in the ice and snow. I mean, Erie's known for a lot of snow, believe me. And I'd go out there, and I didn't care about the weather. I just wanted to play ball with somebody. And I'd in the winter, I'd get a couple maybe guys to come out, and summer, I'd get a couple teams of, to play baseball. We had a nice park down the road, and I'd get a couple teams going, 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 sometimes, and begging the kids to come out. Please come out and play. So I was quite the salesman, I guess, back in the day to get people out. So maybe I was a health, working them out, trying to exercise coach, I guess. So getting everybody out playing, but that was a lot of fun. I had many days of fun just playing in the neighborhood, and I actually I could be a kid. I had a stable home, which was great. Mom and Dad provided a stable home, and just had a lot of fun. And as I grew up, I would, bike around town, run around town. I was a runner. I, did my bike around. I would go all over Lake City, Girard. There was a couple times, those that of course, again, I'd ride my bike to the mall, the Mill Creek Mall. I did that a couple times and got way out there. That's pretty good trek. I don't know how many miles, 15 miles. I don't know. Maybe it's not quite that, but go there and back, and it was nothing. The challenge. I didn't have any fears of anything, and in the day I lived, I think everything was a lot safer. Not that everything was safe, but it was just. I was a loose dude, just driving around wherever I wanted. I'd stop and try to see kids along the way and people I knew, and stop at games if there was some games, and being played in the area. But that's how I was. I had this go attitude all the time. Energy was endless, and I still have good energy. Thank God today. I still get up with no issues and go to work, and once in a while my back might do something to me, but that's all right. That's far and few between. So, but growing up in Lake City, Girard area, and going to that school district was just a life-changing for me. It was just a steady place with good teachers, good people that really cared. And I would say a couple things that really changed me or helped me to become more of who I am today is, one thing is playing baseball since I was 8. So I was coached, I was mentored, I was looked after, and that meant a lot to me. As I think back, I think about different things that different coaches have said, different ways that I learned life through that. And it was beautiful. And another major influence was the church. I'd have to say some really good people in the church growing up. And I started when I was about 9 years old going to church, and we were invited to go. And that's where I understood about what the Bible is saying, talking about Christ and what he did for me, and understanding that and accepting that and following that as a definite guide in my life. God's been a guide in my life ever since. But so I can remember, as far as church goes, we started out in a small church. It was about a half-mile away, and usually I think my brother, sister, and mom would go, and there would be times, I think, when they didn't go. I don't remember all the circumstances there, but I would just go by myself and walk the half-mile and go to the church, and they had the Sunday school and then the church service, and the pastors were always really nice, and the people. Of course, there's good people in Girard Lake City. Nobody can tell me different. I mean, I grew up with some good people, and I'm privileged to have had that happen, or to be a part of that. But I would, go to church that way. And as I got older, I went to another church that had a youth group, and really started learning, understanding life, getting kind of starting my worldview or my world philosophy of life, and what I wanted to believe, or what I should and wanted to believe. I guess I could say it like that. So that was precious. That was so many stories there that I won't go into that tonight, but I just wanted to mention that as a major source of who I am today. And so continuing on through my teenage years, just the best. I just can't say it enough how I look at the Girard area, the people, and what a difference that made in my life to keep me solid, not only then, but even now. It has helped me through the years to maintain a way of life that I don't forget the little guy. I've shaped my life, or my life's been shaped to not forget the little guy, not to forget the one that's down and out, not to forget the shy one, or the one that feels broken inside or shy inside. Or when I was in high school, middle school, I would talk to everybody. I didn't have cliques and stuff. I mean, I was an athlete, but I did not have any clique type attitudes where I'm an athlete and I'm better than you. But my attitude was always, I cared about everybody. I hung out with a lot of different people from all, just all grades and all what people would, I guess, put into categories. And I still do that to this day. I don't consider myself, better than anybody, and I never will. It's just not going to happen. I just understand life as it should be, I guess, where everybody's equal, and doesn't matter if you're a better athlete or making more money, or you think you're more special or whatever. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not like that. But I've appreciated all the relationships, and that's the thing with, I think, me being like that, or being shaped like that. I think that I've really had some precious relationships that, because of that kind of attitude, that open attitude towards everybody, that I've had some really neat friendships, some good relationships with people, and I still have them to this day. I have to say my growing up in Girard Lake City area has been, I'll never forget any one of you. I always am thinking about somebody from Girard Lake City area, and even though in my path now, I've moved, like after college. So I went to college a couple years to Slippery Rock. I went, then I said, I don't know if I want to do this. It was a disappointment that I didn't make the baseball team at Slippery Rock at college. And so that was a major upsetting event for me. Kind of twirled me around and like, okay, now what? Oh boy, So, and maybe that's a little boy's dream, but it happened, it hurt. And I had to, I'll come off of that whirling around to say, okay, what do I need to do here in life? And so I went to culinary school for 2 years, got my degree in that, and worked restaurants for a while, and that was good. Then I just, right after right after that, I moved to Virginia. And my dad was down there. My parents had divorced at that time. My dad moved down there. And I just wanted something different. I don't know, I was a little adventurous. I'm not the crazy adventurous person that would jump out of a plane. Okay, don't get me wrong. You won't catch me behind the boat on skis, anything like that. I'm not that daring, but I got this little edge of like, what's out there? What, is there something I'm missing? Something. And so moved to Virginia Beach, did my restaurant businesses in there. I was in restaurant business, I should say, sorry. And so I, at some point, I got, I don't know, I didn't want to be trapped in a kitchen, and it wasn't me. I'm a little more adventurous, like I'm saying. And so I said, okay, I got to do something else. So that's when I got into construction. So I had to work, I worked restaurant and construction. I worked a couple jobs, quite a bit when I was younger. And so I got into construction, got to see that part of it. And then I ended up with this painting. Actually, he was a builder, custom builder in Virginia Beach. And so this is a guy that really, most of his properties were around the $1 million home there and stuff. So I got to jump in on that, and they trained me to paint and so on and so forth. And I got, trained that way and really good at it. And so I usually after that, that's when let me just share this. I'm having two thoughts here, sorry. So I don't want to get too much into that. So what brought me from Virginia to North Carolina was an opportunity to have a church plant a church in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I went from Virginia to North Carolina in order to plant a church. And that actually didn't work out, but I did have a church, but it wasn't with the people that we originally were moving down here to Charlotte for. So turned out, I did some other things. And this is basically, I'm just saying how I ended up here in the Charlotte area. I now live in Concord, which is right by the raceway, the big raceway, NASCAR. And so anyways, I just want to give a little spiel out of who I am, kind of a quick, summary, I guess, of my life that way. So kind of who I am a little bit more. But I'm looking forward to more videos just because I've got a lot of things that I want to share, and I want to get different thoughts as well. So I want, if you guys would, to subscribe to my channel. That would be great if you did that. I'm just asking, be great. So when I do a video, that you can get the little alert there. But also, I just want to continue to just be who I am, and hopefully it'll be good. It'll help people. That's really the bottom line. I just want to help people. I'm being me. I want to be authentic, and I just want people to enjoy and understand like different perspective, different views. So, and that's all. So please subscribe and like my page, and I just want to thank everybody for watching this video and hanging with me a little bit, and I'm thankful. So, all right, you all take care. It's good being with you, and I love you all. So God bless. All right, see you now.